Well, it's June already, and with it, we've got a ton of great games coming out. Hi, folks. Welcome to Get Indie Gaming, where today we're counting down the top 10 new indie games out this June 2020. Let's begin this month's countdown with something that's just so cute, cheerful, and uplifting. Summer in Mara comes out on June 16th on PC via Steam, with it also getting a launch on the same date onto the Nintendo Switch, with a further release expected onto the PlayStation 4 and Xbox later, we think, towards the end of the summer. As you can reasonably expect, given what you can see on screen in this B-roll footage, Summer in Mara is a farming sim with an adventure exploration overwrap that'll see you out and about in a beautifully looking tropical group of islands in what also looks all ready to deliver upon a strong and compelling narrative. The colourful style and delightfully charming cast of characters are a huge draw, with you able to get out and meet and make friends with over 25 different folks and creatures, with over 300 quests all based around helping to make Mara a better place, all the while keeping a devious corporation at bay. This new single player might very well be the best and greatest farming sim that's out all year. If you can't wait to play it, you can download a demo right now for free, and like all of the games in this video, you can find a link to this down in the description. Up next, and at number 9, and out 2nd of June onto the Switch with PC and perhaps other platforms later in the year, Liberated is essentially an interactive comic book with each section or panel being a playable part of the game. Early on, well, there are plenty scenes of narration and not too much in the way of actual action, although so far, and while we get to finish it, the writing is all skillful enough, even though the subject matter isn't particularly unique. That said, the way Liberated handles the well-trodden path of a near-future dystopia, where the always-online nature of society has given the shifty government complete control, gives a gritty and intense adventure with sections of stealth, gunfighting, puzzling, and platforming sequences. We just love the overall aesthetic and how the story unfolds by way of the use of different characters and their perspectives. It's also a very relatable story with its portrayal of social networks, facial recognition systems, citizen credit systems, and a world in which technology empowers the few to control the many. For clarity and transparency, we purchased our copy of Liberated by way of the Nintendo eShop. At this month's number 8, we have something far more vibrant and uplifting than the previous game. Here in No Straight Roads, which pops out towards the end of the month, June 30th, we have a vibrant and all-round super stylish music-based action-adventure game where music is power, with you taking on and fighting an evil empire, with you looking to lead a musical revolution and take back control of a place called Vinyl City. In No Straight Roads, you can play as Mayday and Zook, both of whom are able to transform props into weapons as you jump and move over 8 different levels inspired by different genres of music, and in so doing you're able to tackle and defeat the different enemies all in time to the music. This all looks great fun and something we're sure will get plenty of playtime here in the Get Indie Gaming studio. No Straight Roads is coming to PC via the Epic Game Store, the PlayStation 4, the Switch, and the Xbox One. Moving on to this month's number 7. 1971 Project Helios is a single-player turn-based strategy game that's looking to offer up a mix of military-based tactics and up-close and personal combat, where firearms and vehicles are in scarce supply, although there's plenty of conflict and hostility to be found. You play within a group of 8 people, each with their own skills and problems, as you set off to find the only person alive that's able to avert a global catastrophe that's causing a new ice age to befall the world. The combat and exploration look pretty neat, as does the associated skill tree leveling systems, with it also using the resource management structure that appears intuitive and easy to use. 1971 Project Helios comes out June 9th onto PC and all of the current generation's usual consoles. number 6 and coming out on June the 11th, this could very well be for folks who like their visual novels all bound together with puzzling sections. You play as Dacis in search of a missing boy called Evan, with a narrative following her exploits as she makes her way across an island the boy has drawn her to. As you explore, you'll discover the underlying story, while also being asked to undertake and solve logic-based puzzles. These puzzles are said to begin simple enough, although become much harder and more complicated as the game progresses. All of this, including the finely done pixel art, well, it all comes from a single developer, and we're sure it'll appeal to many of you out there, with it coming to PC, the PlayStation 4, the Switch, and also the Xbox One.
Welcome to the Western Pacific. I'm Dr. Mirai Soto, and I'll be your eyes and ears on this expedition.
Up now, we have Beyond Blue, and while you might have seen it in the first look Apple Arcade, it's coming to PC and consoles also on June the 11th. Now visually, this one is stunning. A proper mouth open wide kind of feeling gripped me when I first saw it, and while I've been able to play it a few times over the past 18 or so months, I can't wait to dive in once more, as it were, into this single player narrative adventure that's looking to take you, the player, to the very heart of our planet's oceans. All this comes from a team partnered with the BBC Studios and developers of the highly acclaimed Blue Planet Series 2, where it's used the skills, talents and brains of some of the world's leading ocean experts in their attempt to create an almost otherworldly kind of experience. You play as a deep-sea explorer as you go about exploring the oceans within 8 different dives, as you can track sea creatures, unravel mysteries, with also the ability to interact with the ocean like never before. It's all fully voice acted and comes with a captivating soundtrack featuring artists such as Miles Davis, the Flaming Lips and the Edisons. As a further nice touch, there are 16 mini documentaries you can find within the game that provide yet more context around what Beyond Blue is looking to achieve. On the face of things, well, doesn't it just look so magical? And this is another game we'll be looking to stream once out, either here on YouTube or over on our new Twitch channel. You can find a link to that down below, and if you haven't already, be sure to give us a follow over there as well.
Now you can see what a swell shark sees.
Who are you? Where are you from? Who loves you? And whom do you love?
At number 4, and originally announced as Coma when premiered on Jeff Keighley's live show at E3 2017, Waking, as it's now called, comes out on June the 18th. I'm really interested in what the developer is looking to achieve with this. Now, you play as someone shut into the darkness of a coma in what's said to be a uniquely personal third-person exploration action-adventure game that comes with guided meditation that draws inspiration from some tremendously harrowing personal experiences from Jason Oder, the game's developer. Played out within your dreams, players are asked to face memories and fight against the forces of darkness in what's called the twisted pathways of the mind in a quest to awaken, and while doing so, make choices that will shape a uniquely and different overall experience. I'm honestly super curious in how the meditation-based aspects will work. The notion of them being guided seems, well, I've said this a few times in this month's video, but feels pretty unique, so how that all pans together and how it blends with the exploration and combat sections will be interesting to see, as will the response of players and media alike to something, well, another game that's looking to take a well-loved genre into somewhere new and a different direction. Waking is coming first to PC via Steam and also to Xbox One, with perhaps other platforms to follow. At number 3, and out on June 25th on PC, mobiles and the Nintendo Switch, The Almost Gone is a puzzler at heart, with it having some incredibly strong and poignant narrative that for some people, as the warning at the start of the game states, will be very, almost too close to the bone. It touches on some deeply harrowing themes, where you play as a girl trapped between life and death in a point-and-click adventure, with it using isometric perspective to alter how you view and interact with each scene. We've played this one already from start to finish, and as this video airs we're under embargo, although it's safe to say this is very much an adult's tale told in a way that's quite unique. At number 2, Across the Grooves, in playing the demo a few times last year, had me utterly captivated, not just in how drop-dead gorgeous it all looks, how majestic it all sounds, but how beautifully it's all written. I'm honestly not looking to over-egg the pudding here. To my mind, and while I've yet to play the game all the way through, something I'm hoping to be able to do quite soon, this looks already to be one of the best and most promising pieces of hand-painted interactive fiction out on any medium over the past couple of years. You play as a young woman living in the French port city of Bordeaux down in the southwest of the country. You live a stable and uneventful life until one day you receive a package from a former lover in which contains a mysterious vinyl record. Having popped it on the turntable where you drift into and oversee memories of the past, you soon discover your present and everyday life has totally changed, and in order to get your life back on track, you need to track down your ex-lover across Europe, and in so doing, you may also discover a few things about yourself in the process. As for the gameplay, and I can hear a few raised eyebrows from that kind of statement, well, each playthrough will see you make decisions, and it's these choices you make that alter, if ever so slightly, your protagonist's personality and her fate within the game, with it having many different paths and endings. The music is also, as you could expect, a huge part of the experience, with it having an immersive soundtrack that shifts and adapts depending on the choices you make across the whole game, but also within individual scenes. Now, I'm honestly super excited about Across the Grooves, and I'll be doing a full review as soon as I'm able, and I'm very much hoping to be able to call it a quintessential purchase for any fan of interactive novels. At this month's number 1, with it having a surprise launch the day before this video went live, Skelattack is a Metroidvania platformer, with the platforming being very much forefront of the gameplay. We received a copy from the publisher prior to launch, and trust us, this one is brutally hard, with it having in some places, well, the most perfect pixel gaming requirements we've played in years. That said, it does have a really healthy approach to death, with it using many respawn points, so while you're going to die over and over, you're not overly punished by way of the lengthy backtracks. The cartoony style evokes thoughts of Hollow Knight and Super Meat Boy, although unlike many of those sort of games, which is in a frankly saturated genre, the narrative is interwoven and well constructed, that's not hidden away. Yes, it's super hard and could do with the addition of accessibility settings, although if like us you adore these games, then it's most probably, no, it's definitely one to go check out the moment you're done with this video. Speaking of which, many thanks for watching. If you've liked this video, please click the like button, and if you haven't already done so, now is a great time to subscribe to the channel with those notification buttons turned on so you don't miss out on any of our videos. As always, we greatly appreciate your support, and look forward to seeing you all again here soon for more indie game videos.